What we are going to learn today? We'll learn how to download DEM from USGS Earth Explorer, from SRTM CGIAR and from Bhuvan NRSC. Then we'll learn how to mosaic DEM and extract DEM. Then we'll create slope map, hillshade map, aspect map and contour map. Then we'll delineate watershed in QGIS. Digital elevation model. Digital elevation model means a digital representation of a portion of the Earth's surface or any planet's surface. DEM is a set of numbers that describe the spatial distribution of a terrain's elevations above a reference plane. An elevation map is a space-filling elevation model. Elevation of a bare earth without a vegetation building, a quantitative representation of the topography, bathymetry in a digital format, numeric representation of a topographic surface, a set of regularly spaced points in a grid expressed as a 3D coordinates. This is a digital elevation model image, SRTM DEM 1 and 2. There are two images. So this image is downloaded from USGS Earth Explorer. Shuttle Radar Topographic Mission means SRTM is a created near globe DEM, 80% of landmass with 30-meter resolution with extensive potential for disaster management. So how to download this SRTM DEM image, that we'll see first. From that we'll create slope map, aspect map, contour map and watershed map. For that we'll go to USGS Earth Explorer first. From here we can download SRTM DEM. When I will type USGS Earth Explorer in Google Earth, then this website will showing Earth Explorer USGS. When I will go to USGS Earth Explorer, that time this kind of interface you can able to see. So first we need to log in here. To log in, here is the option for login. I'll click here to log in. Now there is a username and password it will ask. If you didn't create, you can click on create new account and you create your account here. Type username and password. After that they will ask some information that you have to fill. After that your account will be created. So I have already created the account, so I'll directly sign in. After that I have a login here, so I'll go back. Now this is the website for USGS Earth Explorer. Now there is an option to search by a address and place. So I'll click here address and place. I will type my desired location. So I want to download SRTM DEM from the for Aurangabad. I will type here as Aurangabad, then I will click on show. So here it will show me address and place of Aurangabad and Maharashtra. I will click here in Aurangabad and Maharashtra. So you can able to see this. I will move here and I will select my study area. I will write second point, third point and fourth point. Suppose this is my study area and I want to download SRTM DEM from this. Here are 4 coordinates and these 4 coordinates you can able to see here. If you want to delete any coordinate, we can delete from here, we can cancel. Or if you have coordinate of your area, you can directly enter into add coordinates. Here you have to add latitude and longitude information. Like that you add your all 4 coordinates, that time it will be showing here. So here I am taking roughly study area. So this is my study area and I want to download SRTM DEM for this area. What I will do, I will click on data set option is there. After that it will show this data set list is checked for performance. If you use permission have changed or you are not seen an expected data set, here to refresh your list. Now I will click on digital elevation. After that I will click on SRTM. SRTM stands for Shuttle Radar Topographic Mission. Then I will click here as a data set checkbox. Then SRTM 1 arc second globe. This is 30-meter DEM, so that we want to download. I will click on result. After I will click on result, it will show me the data which we have to download. So this is show footprint option is there. So you can able to see in our study area 4 SRTM DEM image is covering. So we need to download this 4 image and we have to crop area later. Here is a show metadata option is there, and first I will show browse to overlay feature. When I will click here, it will show me same as a footprint option, but it will show me some SRTM DEM image. So now here is the metadata option. When I will click here, metadata means data of data. Here you will get the information about this SRTM DEM data. You can able to see an acquisition date, when it was published, then 1 arc second, latitude longitude of the area. Like this, all the information is available here in the metadata. I will close it, and for the download, so for the download this image, I will click download option is there. When I will click here, download GeoTIFF 1 hour second 24.76 MB showing here. So I have already downloaded it, but if you want to download, you can click here. Like this, we have to download all these 4 images. When you will download all these 4 images, then we can clip the area from this raster. So like this, you can download SRTM DEM from USGS Earth Explorer. There are many other websites from you can also download SRTM DEM. So I will type here as an SRTM CGIAR. From this website also you can download SRTM CGIAR. I will click here. After that, the website of SRTM CGIAR will open here. It's loading. So now you can able to see SRTM 90 meter digital elevation database is available here. To download, I will click on SRTM data. After clicking on SRTM data, the website will open. So here is showing tiles 5 degree into 5 degree and 30 degree into 30 degree. As per your desired location, you can select 30 degree into 30 degree tiles or 5 degree into 5 degree, 5 degree latitude and 5 degree longitude. Suppose for this area I want to download, I will select roughly and I will click on search. After click on search, it will show me SRTM 90 meter DEM, and this is the latitude and longitude of that area. This is showing location, and this is image of the study area. Now to download, here is option download SRTM. So I will click on SRTM, then this 90 meter DEM will be downloaded. We have downloaded 30 meter DEM from SRTM. There is another website from Bhuvan, also you can download a DEM. So type Bhuvan DEM, open data archive. When I will click here, then I will select under satellite. So I will select as a Cartosat 1 and I will select as a Cartosat DEM. After that, I will go to tiles. So when I will go to tiles, first I will click on start. Then I can select the tiles, a desired location tiles if I want to download. So I will select these tiles, press control and select another tiles. I will stop and again I will go next. I will click here to download. First I will select this. Suppose this image I want to download. I will select on download. It is asking me you need to log in before download the data. So I will click on OK. We need to log in here first. Now I will enter my username and password. If you didn't create, there is a option below new user. You can create your account. Click on login. After that, you can able to see I am logged in here. Now I will click on download. Now my image is downloading below. Like this you can download Cartosat DEM from Bowen Data. So these are the websites, and there are many websites, but right now we don't have that much of time. So from this website you can download DEM. So now we'll learn how to mosaic this image. We have two different images of SRTM DEM that we have downloaded from USGS Earth Explorer that we want to mosaic. But first we'll learn how to add this raster data, how to add this SRTM DEM data. So for that I will click on Layers, Data Source Manager, select raster and click here. Wherever you have saved your data, choose the folder and select a TIFF image. So this TIFF image I will select. If there is number of image, you press control and select all the images and click on open. After that click on add and close. So now we can able to see these are two different images, two different DEMs. So that we want to mosaic. Mosaic means is a combination or merge of two or more images. So number 1 and number 2, these two images you have seen. So these two images we want to mosaic. We want to merge these two images. So for that what I will do, I will click on raster followed by miscellaneous and I will click on build virtual raster. When I will click on build virtual raster, that time input layer it shows 0 input selected. So we'll select the image. I will click here and I will select both images. If there are number of images, you can select all. After that press OK. Now two input selected, it's showing. Then we have to remove this tick. Place each input into separate bands. We don't want in separate band, we want to mosaic it. So I will uncheck this place. Then we want to save this. For that I will click here and I will save in a DEM folder as a mosaic. So mosaic is already typed there. So mosaic, then I will save and after that I will click on run. Now it shows that algorithm build virtual raster is finished. So I'll close this and you can observe the output result. So two different images is now single image. So this is how we merge two or more images, two or more DEM we can merge. So this is the process. But now we want to extract our study area. We want to extract our study area from this raster DEM. To extract our study area, you can add your shapefile, or if you don't have shapefile, you can create a shapefile and then you can crop your area from this image. So we'll create our study area. To create a polygon shapefile, we know that we have to click on layer and new shapefile layer. In previous lecture we have learned how to create an shapefile. So here I will create a shapefile by the name of study area. Followed by save. Then geometry type we have to select. First we'll add this as our WGS84. Then I will type as a AOI and I will type as a 30 and add place, and this we don't want, so I will remove and we'll add geometry as a polygon first. If we don't add, then OK option will not show below. For that we have to select polygon first and then our area of interest, AOI. Now you can able to see OK option is showing below, so I will press OK. After that new study area shapefile is created. I will select toggle editing and I will draw a polygon here. So I am roughly drawing my study area. So for example, I am just showing how to create study area, and then I will type as area of interest, press OK, then save. So after that, you can able to see our study area shapefile is created. If you already have study area, you can directly crop it. Now I will change a color of this. I will go to property. From here, here we'll select outline green. We want only outline. We don't want inside feature. So I'll click on outline and I'll apply. Now if you want to change a color of this, we can change, no problem. Okay. So this is our outline, and we want area in between this shape line or shapefile. So for that, I will go to raster, extraction, and clip raster by mask layer. So I'll select this clip raster by mask layer. Input layer, we have to select our mosaic theme. So from mosaic theme, we want to clip this raster. So raster layer is our study area that we want to extract. After that, all the feature I will keep as it is. And if you want to save a clip raster, you can save from here. AOI, area of interest of study area. You can select and save. After that, I will keep all the parameter as it is, and this tick I will remove and run. After that, algorithm clip raster by mask layer is finished, and close. Now we can observe the output result. This study area we can able to crop like this. It's very simple to crop the area from this raster layer. You can download number of layers, and after that you can crop the study area. If whatever your area is big or small, you can mosaic it and you can crop your study area. So for the further study, what we'll do, we'll take a single image only and we'll practice on it. We'll create slope map, aspect map, and contour map and hillshade map. Now we'll learn how to create slope map, aspect map, contour map, and hillshade map. So this is SRTM DEM which we have downloaded from USGS Earth Explorer. We'll create an slope and aspect from this. So first I will show you, this is black and white color is showing in the SRTM DEM. So if I'll take an identity tool, so if I'll click on the black color, it shows me an lower elevation. And if I'll click on the white area, it will show me higher elevation. So I'm clicking on black, so you can able to see it shows me 4170. If I'll click on white, it will show me 5158. So this white color shows an higher elevation and black color shows me an lower elevation in the area. So this is in meter, mostly it's showing. So what we are going to do, we'll create an slope map from this topographical data, from this digital elevation model. To create an slope, I will click on raster followed by analysis and then slope. When I will click on the slope, that time input layer is our raw image. This is our SRTM DEM image. Then I will keep as it is other thing, and I will click here as a slope expressed as a percentage instead of degree. I want to see slope in percentage. So I'll click on percentage. If you want to save it, you can save from here. Then you can click on help to see the detail about the slope, aspect, contour and hillshade. So all the details available in the help tool. If you need how to prepare all this, maps, steps is also given there, so you can follow the step. Later on you click on run. So our slope map is created here. Algorithm slope is finished. So I'll close this. Now you can observe the result. So slope can be defined as the maximum change in elevation over the distance. Slope map is made to understand the local and regional slope variation of the terrain, which help in identify of structural disturbance of slope. So first we'll color to this map. For this we'll go to symbology and I will color it. Classify, apply and OK. So the mostly slope map is very useful to identify scarps, tilts, strata. So slope map is very useful. It may be also highlight the presence of faults, scarps, tilts and stratas. So after creating a slope map, we will create an hillshade map. So hillshade map, to prepare an hillshade map, what I will do, I will click on raster, then analysis tool and hillshade. So I will click on hillshade. So input raster is our DEM image. So I will close this slope image. After that I will increase the Z factor. You can increase 5, 6, 7 as per your wish, because I want to see some exaggeration. So I will type 5, you can add 6, 7 as per you want exaggeration. Other thing I will keep as it is and I will run. So our hillshade map is created. I will close this. Hillshade map gives a better comprehension about the topography of the area. It helps in understanding the nature of the relief of the terrain. It can also gently enhance the visualization of a surface of the analysis of the geographic display mostly. So especially when using layer is transparency. So what we'll do, we'll transparent it. To transparent, I will move hillshade map below and slope map above. So we'll transparent this slope map. To transparent this, I will right click properties and I will transparent the slope map. Apply and OK. Now you can better visualize this slope map. So when I will click here, it will show me the respective value of this slope percentage in the identity result. So you can able to observe a slope map and transparent slope map, and below there is a hillshade map. So this way we can create slope map and hillshade map. Later what we'll do, now we'll create aspect map. Aspect map, to create an aspect map, I will click in the same analysis tool, aspect. I will select here as an our DEM image. Then other thing I will keep as it is. If you want to save it, you can save from here. Now I will click on run. Aspect identify the steepest downslope direction of each cell to its neighboring. So it mostly gives the direction of the slope. So I will right click symbology and single pseudo color. You choose your favorite color. Classify, apply and OK. So here you can able to see 089.98 the number is showing. So 0 and 360 is mostly indicating a north slope. Then 90 is indicating mostly east slope, near about 90. 180 is indicating mostly south slope and 270 indicating west slope. So if I'll show you this red color, so this red color indicate in aspect it's mostly northward slope. So
this color mostly indicating that 270 near about number. So this indicating mostly south westward slope. So this type you can identify the direction of the slope, where the slope is, that direction you can find. So like this you can create aspect map, slope map and hillshade map. Now we'll create contour map. To create an contour map, previously we have seen how to create contour map. We'll click on raster, extraction and contours. When I'll click on contours, that time input raster is our DEM, this is our raw DEM. Then I will increase the contour interval as a 500 because this is very highly elevated terrain. So I will select a 500 contour elevation. So if this is temporary layer, if you want to save, you can save from here. But for example, I am just showing, and I will click run here. After that, it will take little bit time. Now algorithm contours finish. I'll click on close. For the contour better enhancement, I'll go to property and symbology, categorize, value I will select as an elevation, and then classify. All this value you can also observe in our attribute table also. So I will apply and OK. We'll label it first. I'll right click, label. Here select an elevation value. Apply, OK. So now you can able to appreciate the contour interval. Contours you can able to see 3000, 4000. We have given 500 interval. So it's showing contours are a line that connecting points of equal elevation mostly. So closely spaced contours are highly elevated area. Widely spaced contour means low elevated area will be there. So where the contour will be closely spaced, that area is mostly highly elevated area. So like this you can appreciate contour map also. So this is the very simple way you can create contour map, slope map, aspect map and hillshade map. Now we are going to delineate watershed. To delineate watershed, we are going to use QGIS Desktop 3.14 with a grass. Watershed is defined as any surface area from which runoff resulting from a rainfall is collected and drained through a common points. It's synonymous with drainage basin or catchment area. By using this grass tool, we are going to delineate because we are going to use tool of a grass and saga. For that's why I'll double click here. After that, I'll click on new empty project. So first what we'll do, we'll take our SRTM DEM image, which we have downloaded from USGS Earth Explorer. I'll click on the data source manager. I'll go to my folder and I will select a DEM. After that followed, I will open and add. Now I will close this. First I will show you a coordinate system of this DEM. So you can able to see EPSG 4326 WGS 84 geographical coordinate system. So this is geographical coordinate system. We need to convert it into project coordinate system. We need to project this image first. To project this image, we know I will right click on the image. So after right clicking, export and save as option is there. File name, I will save this folder in a new folder. I will create a new folder by the name of DEM analysis. I will give name here as a project DEM. Now the image is falling in 43 UTM zone. So I will type WGS or UTM zone 43. So in the below project coordinate system, in WGS84 UTM zone 43, I will select. Now it's showing a area which we have selected. I will press OK, and follow that remaining themes I will keep as it is, and I will press OK. Now successfully save raster layer. So our project name is here. So what we're going to do, after that creating a project, we'll fill this name. There is some sinks in the images. Sinks are often the errors due to the resolution of the data or rounding of elevation is to nearest integer value. So sinks should be filled to ensure proper delineation of a basin and streams. For that I will click on processing tool. In processing tool I will type as a fill. So fill the sink, I will click on fill sink Wungs and Liu option is there. Liu. So what I will going to do, in the DEM I will select our projected DEM, and field DEM I will select and open output for flow direction and watershed basin we don't want. So I will deselect it and I will save this file by the name of field DEM. I will save it. So must you select this field DEM option is there. So sinks should be filled to ensure a proper delineation of a basins and streams. If the sinks are not filled, a derived drainage network may be discontinuous. So this sinks we should need to remove first. So remove this. We are doing this fill sinks. Now our field name is created. We'll close this window. Now after creating a field name, what we are going to do, we'll create an Strahler's order. First we'll see the what is field here. So you can able to see here is showing black color is showing a lowest elevation and the white color shows an higher elevation. If I'll click on white color, you can able to see it's an higher elevation. So our field is created. You can able to see the difference between field projected DEM and field DEM also there. So field DEM is a mostly corrected DEM. Now when I will create a network, it will not show a discontinuous. So like this we can create. Now we are going to Strahler's order will calculate. So what is Strahler's order, that we'll see first. So first order and first order, when it meet, it form a second order. When two first order meet, it form two second order. When two second order meet, it form a third order. When two third order meet, it form a fourth order. As we are going to higher order, the intensity of the drainage is increases mostly. So first order creating a second order meeting third order, like this we are doing. So now I'm going to click on processing tool. In search I will type a Strahler's order. So when I will search here as a Strahler, it will show me a Strahler's order. So in terrain analysis tool, there is Strahler's order option is there. So my input elevation DEM, that our field DEM that we have just fill, and Strahler's order, I will save this by the name of Strahler order. Now I will click on run. So we are going to create an Strahler order. So there may be a number of streams in our area, first order, second order, third order, fourth order. So when two first order will meet, it will form a second order. When two second order will meet, it will form a third order. So as we are going to higher order, the intensity is increases. So at the last order, whatever will be there in our area, that will have a highest intensity. All the water will collected there, because from first order, second order and third order, all the order water will collect in the last stream. So the last stream will have a highest intensity and most floods will take place at that point only. So this is the process where we have to create a Stahler's order. So now our Stahler's order is created. To appreciate a better result, you can able to see 0 to 1, 11 stream order is there. So this, for the better enhancing, I will click on HCM GIS, and base map I will select as a Google map. So I will arrange it above. So if this HCM GIS is not added, then you can click on the plugins tool, manage, and you search here as a HCM GIS. Then select this and install the plugin. So I have already installed here. You can install from here. HCM GIS, you select it and install plugin. After that, this window will show here. Google Map is also available there. So I am taking here as a Google Map, and after that you can able to see this is a river, Indus River. So this is a very big river, Indus River. So our higher order you can able to see, and what we are going to do, I will show you properties. We'll go to symbology, and I will, for the better enhancement, what I am going to do, I will color it first. So equal interval will add an 11 classes, then click on classify plus and apply. This color is not looking so good, so I'll change color. I'll select a blue color, apply, and OK. Now you can able to observe this dark color mostly. If I'll click here, so dark color blue is there, mostly is a big river, and first order, second order, third order, you can able to see 11 order is there. Now what we are going to do, we don't want these smaller streams. I want only a larger stream. Only a larger Strahler order stream I want. A Strahler order which is having a greater than 6. So what I'll do, I'll click on raster and then raster calculator. So I will select a Strahler's order. After that, greater than and equal to, I want a Strahler order greater than 6 only. Show me the Strahler order which is greater than 6. The small streams I don't want. So for the remove that, for the better enhancement, I will select a 6, and first we'll give output layers location. I will save image. I will type here as a Strahler. Six. So the greater than 6 Strahler order I want. I will press OK, and now you can able to see the small stream which was there previously is now we have removed. So only large stream we have taken here. So you can visualize the difference between, we have taken streams only which is greater than 6, because I don't want the small streams, I want only large streams. So now what we are going to do, there is two classes, 0 and 1. To observe this 0 and 1, what I am going to do, I will symbology, I will click on unique values, plated unique values. Here I will classify 0 and 1. So where there is a 0, there is a no stream. I will change the color, and where there is a 1, there is a stream available. So I'll click on apply and OK. So our it's unchecked. First I will OK and I will show you. Now you can able to see this red color is indicating streams, and where there is a 0, there is no stream. So like what we are going to do, I will go to properties, transparency, and here I will type 0 or 1. If I will type 1, then the stream will be invisible, and if I will type 0, that time the yellow color where there is no stream will be removed. So that is a transparent. So now you can able to see, if I'll uncheck this higher stream is indicating our river, Indus river. So what we are going to do now, we want this higher order stream, and we'll calculate a drainage. We are deriving watershed which correspond respect to this channel network. So this is Indus river, is one of the biggest river. So I am just going to select a correspondence watershed. What I am going to do, I will select correspondence watershed which contribute particular location along this river. To create this, we want outlet point. First we want outlet point. So along this river, I want to select an watershed. I will select any point along the river, and along that point, what I will do, I want to know a watershed along this river. So what I am going to do, first I will convert this 76.24 is in degree decimal, we want in meter, so I will convert it into meter. So for that I will select WGS UTM zone 43, apply and OK. Now it's changed into meter. So I am deriving watershed which is correspond respect to this channel network. So this is Indus river, is one of the biggest rivers. So I am just going to select correspondence watershed and drainage area which contribute particular location along these rivers. So to get, I'll open my notepad, and what I will do, I will take value of this point. This particular point value is showing below in coordinates. So x is a 613,707 in coordinates it's showing, and y is our 3844065. Below you can able to see there is a coordinates. So this coordinates. So this coordinates I have taken at the point. So I am going to create from this outlet point, what I am going to create an upslope. I'll type here as a upslope area. Upslope area tool we are going to use. You can also search in processing tool also. So in upslope, what I am going to do, in x, I will type here as my 613,707, whatever we have just taken the point, and now in y, I will type, then I will select my field name, method I will select deterministic 8, other properties I will keep same as it is, and I will save this image. Upslope area, and I will click on run. So now we are going to derive watershed. We are selecting one point. Along that point in the Indus river, whatever the watershed is covering, that will be displayed after this process. So you can select a particular outlet point where you want to generate a dam. So I am selecting along the river. I want to know a watershed for this in this river. So now the process is completed. I will close. Now you can able to see our watershed is created here. So this watershed is in still raster form. If I will drag it above, now you can able to see in a Strahler order and upslope, both are in raster format. But for the delineate this, we have to convert it into vector format. We want both in a vector format. So to convert this, what we are going to do, first we will convert this raster to vector. To convert this upslope area into raster to vector, to convert this watershed into raster to vector, I will click on raster, then I will click on conversion. In conversion followed by polygonize raster to vector option is there. So here I will select my upslope area. This is our watershed which we have created. Other thing I will keep as it is, my DN and number. I will save this image by the name of watershed. So now we are converting into shapefile. So this raster we are converting into shapefile. I will give name as a watershed and I will save. After that I will click on run. So this raster we are now going to convert into vector format. Now our watershed is created. So I will close this. For the better visualization I will right click. First I will close this. So now you can able to see this watershed is in vector format. If I will right click and you can able to see this yellow color shows a watershed area and this color shows there is no watershed. So I will start editing and I will delete this non-watershed part. So this is another watershed that we have selected, but it's not complete watershed that we don't want, so we'll delete this and I will save this. After that this is also in raster format. So now if you will see this is pixel, it's also in raster format. So we have to convert this raster into vector format. To convert this raster into vector format, channel, network and drainage basin. In channel, network and drainage basin, what we are going to do, we will create here this raster format into vector format. So here I will select a field name and here I will type our Strahler's order which we have given greater than 6. So I will select here as a 6 because we want stream greater than 6, so I am selecting here 6. If you want greater than 4, 5, you can select 4, 5. So I am selecting here as a 6. Flow direction we don't want, flow convexity we don't want, Strahler order we have already calculated, that also we don't want. Then there is drainage basin we don't want, channel we want. So channel must be selected there. So I will save by the name of channel. I will save. After that this also we don't want drainage basin and junction. So this must be selected because we are converting vector raster data into vector format. So for that it must be selected. It will take a little bit time to convert. So now our channel is created here. I will close this. So now it's converted into vector format. So I'll close this, all the tools, and if I'll show you, this is in vector format. I will click on properties. Here I will select a categories. Here I will select an order. classify. So there are a number of 6 order is there in whole image. 6 network order is there. So what we are going to do, we'll delete this remaining network. We want only drainage which is in showing in watershed. So only that watershed drainage we want. We have to clip this. To clip this, I will click here as a polygon clip. So polygon clipping option is there. So I'll click on polygon clipping. In clip feature, I will select our watershed, and input feature is our channels, and I will save our final watershed map. So in shapefile we are getting it. We can send it to anyone. We can create map layout, and our watershed map is now ready. It will take little bit time to clip. So now our final watershed map is ready. I will close this. I will right click, properties, symbology categories. Here select order and classify. 5 order is there. Apply and OK. So after that, what I will going to do, I will only outline I want. So I will select only outline. So now our watershed map is created. So for the better visualization, you can create digital elevation model, and you can transfer a digital elevation model. It will be very beautiful visualization of watershed you can show. So by that, now I am just showing digital elevation model below. You can create digital hillshade map, and you can show a better visualization than this. So this way you can create an watershed map. It's very easy to create an watershed map using QGIS 3.14. So if you want to increase a width of stream network, we can increase from here. If you want to show first order, second order, third order in a different style, we can show that. So it's all about the drainage network. For the better visualization, you can add hillshade map below. So thank you.
What we learned today? We learned how to download them from USGS Earth Explorer and from Bhuvan. Then we learn how to mosaic and extract them. Then we learn how to prepare slope map, aspect map, contour map and hillshade map. Then we delineate watershed in QGIS.